Today we are going to discuss about EIA, that is nothing but Environmental Impact Assessment. So what is this Environmental Impact Assessment? So we'll go in detail about this. Now, introduction. So EIA can be defined as the study to predict the effect of a proposed activity or project on the environment. Suppose you are going to establish a company or an industry. So what all has to be followed to protect the environment is given in EIA, that is Environmental Impact Assessment, and you have to take the permission of it. Okay? So the EIA compares various alternatives for a project and seeks to identify the one which represents the basic combination of economic as well as environmental costs and benefits. Okay, so the EIA integrates the environmental concerns in the developmental activities right at the time of initiating for preparing the feasible report. It enables the integration of environmental concerns and mitigation measures in the project development. So it can often prevent future liabilities or expensive alterations in the project design. Okay, so yes. Now coming to the core values of the EIA, that is integrity, utility, and sustainability. So integrity is the EIA process should be fair, objective, unbiased, and balanced. Utility, the EIA process should provide balanced, credible information for decision making. And then sustainability, the EIA process should result in environmental safeguard. So all these things should be the core values of the EIA, that is integrity, utility, and sustainability. Then environmental assessment has many benefits, that is protection of the environment, optimum utilization of resources. Then it saves overall time and cost of the project. Then promotes community participation, informs the decision makers, then lays base for environmentally sound projects. Then coming to the evolution and history of EIA. So environmental impact assessment has started as a mandatory regulatory procedure originated in the early 1970s with the implementation of the National Environmental Policy Act 1969 in the US. Okay? So EIA process took off after the mid-1980s after World Bank adopted EIA for major development projects in which borrower country had to undertake the EIA under the bank's supervision. Okay? So now EIA is a formal process in more than 100 countries and our country is one of it. So environmental clearance from the central government is required for 32 categories of development projects under industrial sectors. Okay? There is mining, thermal power plants, river valley projects. Then we have infrastructure, that is road, highways, ports, harbors, and airports. And industries including very small electroplating and foundry units. Okay? So even the electroplating industry also needs it. Okay? So the EIA process in India made of the following phases. First, screening is done, then scoping and consideration of alternatives, then baseline data collection, then we have impact analysis, then we have mitigation and environmental impact statement, then we have a public hearing, then environmental management plan, then we have a decision making, and then monitoring the clearance conditions. So all these are the cycles and procedures. So you can see here, first there is proposal identification. So if you take a proposal and go to the EIA, they will first see what is the proposal. Okay? Then they screen it. Screening is done. Then initial environmental examination is done. Then they will see that EIA is required or it is not required. So you can see here, if EIA is required, okay, then scoping is done, impact analysis, then mitigation and impact management, then EIA report is generated, then it is reviewed, and then decision is made. And then if it is approved, implementation and follow-up is done. If it is not approved, then you have to redesign it and then resubmit it. Okay? So this is the main thing. That is, public involvement typically occurs at this stage. It could occur at any other stage of the EIA process also. So implementation and follow-up is done when information from this process contributes to the effective future EIA. So first thing is you have to go for the screening, right? Then they will see whether it is having some impact analysis or not, and then they will see that there is some impact management. Then EIA report is generated, reviewed, then decision is made, and then if it is approved, then you can set up your plans. Okay. Right. Okay. We have another slide also on the EIA, which I will yeah, just share it. So first I have to stop share. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Right. So now these are the objectives of EIA as we have seen, right? Then evolution and history, we have followed it. That was in mid 1980s. We started off with this, and then role of it, and then we can see here human health and safety is first thing. Then flora and fauna, ecosystems and biodiversity, soil, water, air, climate and landscape, use of land resources and raw materials, livelihood, lifestyle and well-being of affected communities. Everything is taken care of. So these are all the environmental attributes. Then we can also see that NGOs participate effectively in EIA. Okay? So they can be with a cooperative attitude, okay, to help the persons responsible to use the EIA process to benefit both environment and development. So there are some agencies which can be used to uh, get this EIA okay, done. Then project subjects, that is category 1, category 2, category 2. All this we have seen in the last slide, right? So you can see here the components of EIA analysis, that is physical components, land, air, water, energy, and biocultural, that is nature, culture, people, access. Then these are the list of projects, that is nuclear power projects, river valley projects, petroleum refineries, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, petrochemical, right? All these things, batteries, minings, dyes, cement, foundries, electric heating, amino, etc. Then we have the process, just now I described it. Right? So this is the main process in India which is done, that is screening scope. I just revise it once again. That is screening, scoping, baseline data collection, impact prediction, then assessment of alternatives, public hearing, environmental management plan, decision making, then monitoring the clearance conditions. Then, as you have seen earlier, there is screening, scoping, baseline studies, impact assessment, environmental statements and environmental monitoring. So this is the main process: proposal identification, screening, initial environmental examination, if EIA required, then scoping, impact analysis, mitigation, then EIA review, decision making, if it is approved, implementation and follow-up. Otherwise, if it is not approved, you have to again redesign it and then again resubmit it. Then implementation and follow-up, information from this process contributes to the effective future EIA. Okay? So there is a public involvement wherever in this process, anywhere public can be involved. Okay? So this is the main EIA process in India. So acts related to these are Environmental Protection Act, Water Prevention and Control Pollution Act, Air Prevention and Pollution Control Act, then Wildlife Protection Act, Forest Conservation Act, Public Liability Insurance Act, the National Environment Tribunal Act, okay, the National Environment Appellate Authority Act, and Biological Diversity Act. So all these acts come under this EIA. There is environment impact assessment process also. So we have to see that all these acts have been implemented. Okay. So then only you will get a EIA process done for your plan. So this is about the environment impact assessment. Thank you.